I tend to think about performance art as coming out of the visual art forms of the happenings and action events of the 60s and 70s. Do you think that a lot of performance artists actually came out of a theater or dance background?
Well, I think there's two rather distinct and separate lineages. One was the conceptual or the minimal visual artist, the sculptor working in 4 dimensions or whatever. But there was also this whole separate area that was the interdisciplinary intermediate collaborations that came out of New York, Cage, Rauschenberg, and Cunningham, Judson Dance Theater, and that lineage kind of came out of the more performing kinds of arts anyway. The interesting thing here is trying to figure out where the word performance art came from in the first place, because none of these people were calling themselves performance artists. They were calling themselves sculptors or painters or musicians or whatever it was that they were coming out of. I've spent a lot of time trying to trace the origins of the word, and it's what I've found is, as near as I can narrow it down, it was created sometime around the 71, 72, and the most logical suggestion I've heard is it came out of promotional material from possibly the kitchen, trying to find a name to promote this kind of experimental work to the public. So at least up until that time, you didn't have anybody who was self-consciously doing performance art. And even after the term was created, most of the people didn't like it and refused it. But for some reason, the term stuck. And then you had, as a result, another generation of people who grew up calling themselves performance artists, even though their kinds of activities were, in a lot of ways, radically different than the work that came before it.